Van Richten's Guide to the Creator was released in 1994, written by Tewin Woodruff, with interior art by Stephen Fabian and a cover by Ralph Ruffel. It is the fifth guide in a series, and is written in the same character format with the DM information at the end of each chapter, peppered with Van Richten's stories. The Creator is just another term for golems. The guide covers the many different types of golems, with flesh golems being in the forefront. The first chapter covers the assemblies of golems and lists 8 different types of materials a golem can be created from: flesh, bone, clay, glass, metal, which covers any type of metal including brass and iron and such, stone, straw, and wood. But that doesn't rule out any other types of materials that can be used. It just covers those in particular. The guide then goes into what animates a golem, which implies that it is usually a dark spirit of some unknown origin. The next 3 chapters are devoted to the different types of golems and details their strengths, weaknesses, and the powers they possess. There is also a section on which magical spell affects golems and which don't. However, as I said before, the flesh golem is the one that gets the most treatment in this guide. The big point of Van Richten's Guide to the Created is how a golem will act after it's created. Basically, the golem will first act like a child, learning all it can until it realizes what it is and what it will never be, and that it will never be accepted. Then it will have utter hatred for its creator and mankind in general, and will seek to kill its creator no matter how long it takes or what it takes. The other big point of the guide is that anyone with the materials, the will, and the base knowledge of things can create a golem. It is no longer limited to wizards and priests using magic to animate a golem. At least in RAVENLOFT, this is how it's going to work. So anybody with a desire enough in their spirit and the tension of the dark powers is what can create a goblin. The last chapter goes over how to hunt and kill a golem, and makes it point to emphasize that destroying a golem is a lot harder than it seems. Then the appendix explains how to run NPC golems in adventures and gives DMs techniques on how to use them. The guide also goes over how player characters can be resurrected with brain transplants by a doctor with the skill to perform one. Of course, there are negatives to this, and a lot counts on the condition of the player's brain and the skill of the surgeon. I recommend Van Richten's Guide to the Created. It continues the tradition of wonderful stories by Van Richten, which there seems to be more of this time. The wealth of information for both players and DMs to enhance the RAVENLOFT experience is present, and it's just an entertaining read. And if you like golems, this book will even more fascinate you as well. And if you don't like golems, well then I dare say this book will get you into them, because it is a pretty good read. By the glimmer of the half-extinguished light, I saw the dull yellow eye of the creature open. It breathed hard, a convulsive motion agitated its limbs. Mary Shelley, Frankenstein. Armed with satchel and saw, the Creator slips into the night. He seeks the freshly dug grave and the unguarded morgue, selecting each body part with care. In the twilight before dawn, he tailors a perfect form, seeking no fault in the livid flesh or the crude black stitching. Creating a new life is his sole obsession, yet the thing he creates brings only misery and death. The golems of RAVENLOFT boast powers unseen in other realms, for they are shaped by the demiplane's mysterious forces. Join Dr. Van Richten as he exposes the evil that is the Created. Learn his theories on construction and animation, and discover his hard-won notes on the golem's phenomenal strength. Heed well his sage advice, for whether their parts are human or otherwise, the Created are cunning and relentless foes, rising again and again from apparent death. Only with the knowledge herein can a hunter utterly destroy such a monster, until nothing but ashes and nightmares remain.